New Hampshire results. We have them! I'm still low-key annoyed that it's not New Hampshire, but whatever. We have actual results. What a concept! Some candidates dropped out. Some candidates skipped out on New Hampshire altogether. It finally seems like things are moving just a little bit faster. Nope, Iowa was just super slow. So slow that 1 week later, we still don't have 100% accurate results yet. This is supposedly due to incorrect math in multiple precincts. The Iowa Democratic Party, however, has decided that they will stick with the results that they already have, unless a candidate requests a recanvass. So no, not you, Tom Perez. DNC Chair Tom Perez initially called for a recanvass, not 1, not 2, but 3 days after we should have already had the full results of the caucus. The timing coincided with the Iowa satellite caucuses favoring Bernie Sanders. The Intercept did a great job covering how Bernie targeted these areas, like having canvassers post up outside a meat processing factory from 10 to 3 a.m. in order to talk to the workers that were largely immigrants inside. As we saw Bernie gain momentum with these satellite results, cue the Pete campaign. They raised concerns over the Iowa Democratic Party supposedly not properly allocating all of these statewide delegate equivalents, which actually doesn't even mean much when you get 6,000 more votes. Oddly enough, the Pete campaign didn't seem to mind all of the previous recording errors that benefited them. So while Iowa is still trying to get its little Duffy boat out of the water, New Hampshire is smooth sailing as ever. Unless you were rooting for Andrew Yang. Or Michael Bennet. I for one am excited to see who's gonna get all 3 of Michael Bennett's voters. But yeah, Andrew Yang ended his candidacy last night, which is surprising. I would have guessed Tom Steyer or Tulsi Gabbard would have dropped out way before Andrew Yang. Famous for his UBI proposal, aka the Freedom Dividend. Yang then promised to only endorse another candidate if they supported UBI. So who do we think will drop out next? Could Warren get the chopping block? All I'm saying is it doesn't look great when CNN would rather air your opponent's empty stage in the middle of your rally. It really does seem like the more Warren distanced herself from Medicare for All, the more she attacked the Bernie Sanders campaign from the right, the more we saw her support drop. But Elizabeth Warren aside, and I mean this from the bottom of my heart, Joe Biden, please drop out. Literally, we're worried for you. It's not a great sign when a candidate admits that Iowa, New Hampshire, and essentially Nevada are not going to be clear winners for them. Joe Biden left New Hampshire in the middle of the election and flew straight to South Carolina, totally skipping over Nevada, which is not a great sign. While Biden was out rallying in South Carolina last night, like clockwork, Pete was giving another misleading victory speech.
I want to congratulate my competitors and their supporters on their campaigns here in New Hampshire. I admired Senator Sanders when I was a high school student. I respect him greatly to this day, and I congratulate him on his strong showing tonight.
The Pete campaign really likes to jump on any momentum, just like they like to jump to conclusions. On February 9th, a Pete staffer ripped the credentials off of Status Quo's cameraman Jamal Jones, an African-American journalist, without so much as an introduction.
She ripped my name tag off and then said, "I'm sorry, I don't think you're supposed to have credentials. You just ripped my credential right off me." I'm not stupid.
And we're thinking of the folks in Hampshire right now.
And let's explain to the audience, you were very calm, intentional.
Of course, I have to keep a straight face. I have to keep a smile on, because anything other than, happiness and smiles for a black man in America means a threat. And I don't want to seem threatening. I don't want to get kicked out. God forbid, I don't want the cops called on me. So yeah, I kept my composure, but I'm seething inside right now.
Jordan Sheraton of Status Quo was also present, but he didn't have his credentials ripped off like Jamal. This doesn't bode well for the Pete campaign, considering they have next to no support from black communities. Let's quickly dive into why that may be. During the New Hampshire debate, moderator Lindsay Davis pressed Pete on the rise of arrests of black people for drug offenses while he was mayor.
How do you explain the increase in black arrests in South Bend under your leadership for marijuana possession?
And again, the overall rate was lower.
No, there was an increase. The year before you were in office, it was lower. Once you became in office in 2012, that number went up. In 2018, the last year that we have a record for, that number was still up.
Yep.
During Pete's time as mayor, we saw the unjust killing of black people around the country at the hands of law enforcement. Pete All Lives Matter Buttigieg went as far as to defend his own police department when they created this shirt. This was shortly after Eric Gardner's death. A South Bend police officer was investigating a series of car thefts when he fatally shot Eric Logan, a black man with no history of theft. According to the officer, who did not have his dash cam or his body cam on, he came upon Logan in his car, who allegedly brandished the knife toward him. There's no evidence of this. The officer then shot Logan and proceeded to take him to a local hospital in his cruiser instead of calling an ambulance. This tragic event led to a boil and racial tension in South Bend.
I do not have evidence that there has been discipline for racist behavior in the case of one.
You want black people to vote for you? That's a downfall. That's not gonna happen.
I'm not asking for your vote.
You ain't gonna get it either.
So there you have it. Next up, Nevada. And it is Nevada, not Nevada. I don't care what they tell you. The Nevada Democratic Party originally was going to use an app just like Iowa to report results. But after last week, they decided to kick it. However, we have learned that each precinct will be receiving an iPad with a pre-downloaded tool to report the results. But it's all gonna be okay because the Nevada Democratic Party has hired a voter protection director, and she's an organizer for Pete. Goldman has since scrubbed her LinkedIn. With more shenanigans to come, I myself will be in Nevada next week. The plan is to observe a local caucus myself. So if you're gonna be in Nevada on February 22nd, record! All right, see you in Nevada.